I guess because there was a little bit of change at home with, your kids.
Sure.
Was it confusing for them?
Yeah, so one of the things I communicated to my ex was, listen, when you come back, I'm not going to be home because I've already put you guys through a lot. I was seeing myself as really damaged at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Damaged in the sense that I don't know why I keep on doing what I'm doing, and I can't bear the idea of sticking around and hurting you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be the one who's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the one who's leaving, and not leaving you high and dry. I'm definitely going to keep on supporting you guys and making sure you have all the things you need, but I am not in the right place to be able to understand what's going on with me and why I am the way I am.
Mm-hmm. And did she want you out of the house at that point?
She didn't express that. She's
No.
super gracious.
Yes.
She's never expressed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how was the reaction from family members then?
Well, I should answer the question about the kids. The
Oh,
kids
yeah,
also
cool.
were very confused
Yes.
and hurt. They saw a mom, who was very emotional about this whole thing too, and so they were confused and hurt about, hey, why can't you just say sorry and let's move on, kind of thing, and so that was really challenging for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're asking about
Family members.
family members.
'Cause,
On her side, there was like my ex-mom, mom-in-law was super gracious as well, super gracious, even though she was hurt and angry, but she was saying, hey, we're here to support you, we're going to pray for you, we're going to have you back. Her other family members were a lot more, that
Oh, really?
loser kind of thing, and so I can understand that. My immediate family members, like you guys, were super supportive, saying, hey, welcome to the honest side. So all of you guys were very supportive. Yes.
All in all, were you pretty surprised by the different reactions at all, or?
I think I was surprised by the ones that were gracious.
Yeah.
Like my ex,
Mm-hmm.
like her mom, like you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not so much you guys. I kind of anticipated it from you guys. No, I was pleasantly surprised because I know with the one brother that I haven't gotten along with, he was the most gracious of all. Saying, "Hey, got your back. You're in." So expressions of kindness during the season were unexpected because I was expecting something totally different. So those were surprising. And the ones that were not gracious were the ones I was anticipating and making allowance for and not writing off at all. Saying, yeah, this is part of what that cost looks like for me.
Was it in part like an atonement or
a... good question. Maybe there's an element of atonement, but it was more so experiencing the feeling of what I had built up and its devastation. I really wanted to savor it. I wanted to savor it because it was my way of saying, I take this really seriously. It's not like I blew these people off saying, whatever, it's their problem now. It's more like I'm still accounting for how I have affected them adversely. I continue to carry that weight. I continue to carry that sense of burden. Not that I'm owning their own problems and whatever they have to go through this season, but more so just here's what the consequences of my decisions and my actions have brought me to in reference to other people that I've been in community with.
Right. And how did it go since then? Because obviously you always refer to her as your ex, and you've said, I know that she's been gracious, but I don't think you can overstate that.
No. And you know that.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say, I know on my live sometimes when people are like, oh, it's her loss, when they hear that I've been separated, and I try to stop there and say, honestly, she's the angel in this whole story. She's the one who's the hero for our kids, for our family. She's the one who will continue to be the protagonist in this story. So I'm very thankful for who she is as a person. I will never ever speak disparagingly of her. Yeah, it's really important for me that others know her legacy, even with my contribution.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Were you surprised? Of course, I have tissues.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll use this
Okay, sounds good.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what were you saying?
How? Were you surprised by how gracious she was? 'Cause I wouldn't expect that from anybody who's gone through that. And sorry, tell us how she was gracious. I guess.
She was gracious in saying, hey, we may not be together, but we're still gonna strive for friendship in the outcome of this. We're still gonna strive for what good co-parenting looks like. Like she hasn't ripped me off as a bad guy, The fact that we have a really good friendship right now is because of her extending herself in that capacity to say, yeah, you've done some terrible things that have affected me personally and our family and our kids as well, but I'm willing to continue going forward with you, to grant you like access to our kids. It grants you influence as their dad, you know, like just so many ways that you, and even our conversation, there's no sense of tension or judgment or suspicion or that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, she's a lot more wiser now.
Yes.
She's given her life, really, you know, like now she's going to school. She could have gone to school even before and established her own independence, you know, but because of our community and expectations, like she's having to do that now, you know.
And when you say that, it's because of the whole one, is it, because I know back then you kind of had old-fashioned
views that women stayed at home and look after the kids.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Is that why you guys had that?
Yeah, I mean, like, it was very mutual for both of us. We were planning this life together where I was going to be the breadwinner, and she was more than happy to stay home and look after the kids because she loved being a mom.
Yeah.
But that meant she had not gone to school for herself, right?
Yes,
so she had taken sacrifices for our life together.
Right.
But because of the way that I had burned her and our family, she's having to do that now. She's having to reappropriate her expectations in life and what that looks like. Yeah.
But from the outside looking in, I am in awe of, you know, how willing she is to co-parent and you know, whenever, like, you guys work together so well when it comes to your kids. Your schedules will always line up, and if you have to be a little flexible, you will, and same with her. You're very lucky, I will say. Like,
I know. Yes, I totally hear you.
There's so many horror stories of how breakups
go.
Yeah, and it just really wrecks the kids. But I think your kids have, you know, adjusted well.
I think so.
Would you say?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely encourage a conversation with the kids as far as their experiences in this new season of what that looks like for them. You know, they're calibrating as best as they're able to understand that dad's not, you know, leading a church anymore, and he's on a different plane and season in life. But for my ex and I, were very intentional still about the trajectory in which they're going and the kind of things that we're bringing into their experience as kids, you know. So we're making sure that we're both on the same page to make sure that we're not, we're not on opposite schedules.
I see. Like when it comes to raising them.
Ideals, exactly. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And
we share about their struggles. We share about, you know, things that we're trying. Yeah. So all those things are in step.
Oh, good. Good. Is there anything else that you want to cover? I guess. Any big ideas that you want to relay or lessons?
I guess for me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my riders last night, and towards the end of the ride, she was like, "Wow, you are so wise," she said. Just about some of the ideas we were talking about, right? And I couldn't help but reflect with her, and I said, honestly, the ideas that I have, the way I present myself now, the things that I find really valuable in life right now, have been bought dearly. Bought dearly by many painful experiences. As you're hearing, a lot of my painful experiences and choices that were really unfortunate, right? So I am growing from a lot of these really painful losses and challenges and decisions that I made. I'm growing through that process of saying, yeah, I'm not going to negate them. I'm going to own them. I'm going to say that's where I've been. I'm not proud of them necessarily, but you know, in this new season where I'm going to be going, I really value that sense of open honesty and accessibility that says, here is how me as a human is fumbling my way forward. So if anything, I'm hoping this session with you and I has been a really good insight for those who are choosing to follow me and say really gracious things, to be able to appropriate and say, yeah, he is definitely fumbling his way forward. And it's not always rosy. Like, I do have a very chipper personality. I acknowledge that, yes. I have a really optimistic view on life, but yeah, I'm still human. And that's, I think, the biggest thing that I wanted to present in this back and forth between you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, the big thing is, who isn't broken? But in the midst of our brokenness, how can we be realistic about what we're taking going forward, right?
Yeah.
Really important. thank you for being willing to do this.
Of course. Yes, my pleasure. I'm glad we were able to do it.
You did really well.
Not as good as you, but thank you.
Not as good as me. Here, let me just show how broken I am. Should I do it again? Yeah. Another thing I often think about too is those that have affected adversely, especially because they once believed something but it's not so anymore. I've definitely wanted to give them their space. I've wanted to give them space, even as I've initiated by saying, I'm really sorry for what I've done. And just saying sorry isn't going to capture all the effect of what that's been like. But looking forward to maybe the date when they will come to terms with, and maybe where the option is open to re-engage, but it's not always guaranteed, you know?
No.
Yeah. Like when I engage with people, I like engaging intentionally, but I don't like falling short of my investment, you know what I'm saying?
When you investment in that person?
Investment in people, yeah, for sure.
When you say investment, are you saying like their expectations that they have for you?
Not their expectations, because I'm on a different plane anymore.
Yeah.
No. I would say my investment in them by way of saying, I see you, I value you, and as we sort of connect, there's a way in which I want to give you bits about myself that are honest. And what I'm giving you is what I can afford giving you. Some people ask me, how are you able to keep on being so positive all the time? I say, because I've gotten so much that I'm able to give out of my excess, right? I don't give out of my depletion, you know? And so when I burned people, I gave them out of nothing. I was giving them a counterfeit, right? And that was what really was hurtful for them. I didn't give them the real me. But now I'm able to give people the real me, saying, here's me, straight up.
How does that feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm able to look at myself in the mirror now and say, you're in the right place. You're in the right place, you're engaged in the right way. There are some people, Tigges, believe it or not, who say things like you. So this is my sister who said, at one point, I just seemed too good to be true. So she was always kind of hesitant about, entrusting herself to me because I was just flawless, or get the image of flawlessness, right? And so there's people on my, sometimes on my comments who are like, yeah, just a little sketch out by this guy here. He just comes across as too, And so I totally get those individuals. And I value them expressing that too, just because it's, again, a reminder for me to say I'm not everyone's fit. But,
totally. But you're you, and
for sure.
Being as true to you as you can be.
Absolutely.
Which is nice. It looks good on you.
Yes. High five.
Yay.
Thank you guys for sticking around for this lengthy. How long is this now? An hour and 20 minutes. An hour and 40 minutes an hour and a half by the time I count for what I did before. But thank you for hosting me in your beautiful home.
Of course.
Thank you for this time too. I think those who are watching are going to be benefited immensely from this.
I hope they can take a few things.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching with us, watching us and giving your time. I'll touch base in the next video.